Welcome back to Roast My Town, the show where cities get flame broiled harder than your dad's 4th of July brisket. Today, we're setting our sights on the pride of Central Texas, or should I say, the place Texas keeps forgetting exists, Waco. Yes, the town whose biggest tourist attraction is property renovation. If you've ever wanted to know what it feels like to be trapped in a Hallmark movie shot in a gas station parking lot, welcome to Waco. But before we dive into the silos of sadness, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment the name of the next town you want to see verbally obliterated. Fair warning, if you suggest Amarillo, I will fight you. Let's start with Waco's physical existence. Now, when God made Texas, He drew big cities like Austin, Houston, and Dallas with purpose. Then, for Waco, He sneezed mid-map and said, close enough. Waco sits smack dab between Dallas and Austin, which would be great if you could actually find a reason to stop there. The city layout looks like it was designed by someone trying SimCity for the first time with their monitor off. You've got I-35 cutting the town in half like a divorce attorney, a downtown that's allergic to foot traffic, and a river that somehow manages to look both stagnant and judgmental. And can we talk about the Brazos River? That poor thing has been flowing through Waco since forever and looks like it's actively trying to apply for a transfer to another zip code. People try to kayak on it like they're doing something adventurous, but really, it's just an excuse to say they left the house without ending up at a Buc-ee's again. The buildings in Waco either fall into one of three categories: suspiciously new and funded by HGTV, falling apart and held together with dreams and asbestos, or Whataburger. There are more pastel-painted silos and exposed brick Instagram traps in this town than there are people who actually want to live here. And the Magnolia Empire? Don't even get me started. Chip and Joanna Gaines essentially colonized Waco with shiplap and reclaimed wood. They took a half-condemned silo and turned it into a cult for upper-middle-class moms who pretend they're quirky because they bought an overpriced succulent. Downtown Waco is like a showroom for almost nice. It flirts with charm but commits to mediocrity. Every store looks like it's trying to sell you something homemade that will break before you get to your car. Let's talk locals. The Waco population is divided pretty cleanly into three categories: Baylor students who are simultaneously terrified of and addicted to their own town, locals who still think Blockbuster might come back, and retired people who moved to Waco because they thought Austin was too spicy. The dating scene? Yikes. You either meet someone at church, at Baylor, or outside the Raising Cane's at 1 a.m. while both holding a combo box and emotional baggage. The average first date includes a trip to Magnolia Table, a stroll around Cameron Park Zoo, and a shared trauma dump about growing up within 5 miles of a cult compound. And don't even try to be trendy here. If you wear anything other than boots or Jesus sandals, people look at you like you just walked out of a UFO. Ah yes, the tourist spots. Let's roast this slow-roasted city of attractions. You've got Magnolia Market, where you can wait in a 2-hour line for a cupcake that tastes like gentrification. Everything in that place is beige, overpriced, and designed to convince you that $38 for a candle is reasonable if Joanna Gaines looked at it once. Then there's the Dr. Pepper Museum. That's right. A whole museum for soda. Nothing screams major destination like standing next to a 70-year-old vending machine while someone explains carbonation to you like it's witchcraft. Also, there's a suspension bridge. It's pretty. But guess what? You're not allowed to drive on it. So, congratulations, Waco, you've got a bridge to nowhere. If you've got kids, there's the Cameron Park Zoo, which is kind of cute, until you realize the animals probably had to be bribed to move here too. Now let's go full documentary. Waco's most infamous claim to fame? The Branch Davidian Siege. That's right, Waco is most well known for an armed cult standoff that ended in disaster. You know your town's PR team is struggling when every documentary about you starts with explosions and ends with FBI agents going, "We messed up." Imagine living in a town where you tell people where you're from and their first response is, "Oh. Yikes." It's like telling someone you're from Gotham, but without Batman, just the villains and poor zoning laws. Now, let's not forget Baylor University, the shiny private school jewel buried in the Waco dirt. Baylor tries its best to pretend it's not in Waco, like a rich kid embarrassed to be seen with their cousin from Arkansas. The campus is actually beautiful. Immaculately manicured, clean brick buildings, and an air of, please ignore the rest of Waco. You step 1 foot off campus and immediately hit a pothole and a vape shop. Students spend their entire college career pretending they're in Austin. You go to Baylor, but your Instagram says, Texas, in the most vague, non-committal way possible. Let's talk roads. Waco's traffic system was clearly built by a committee of possums, blindfolded, during a thunderstorm. Roundabouts appear randomly, like boss fights. You'll be on a perfectly normal road, and then suddenly, bam, 3 exits, no signs, and a guy on a horse. And I-35? That highway is the devil's backbone. Constant construction since 1998. You're not driving through Waco. You are surviving it. Waze gives up. Google Maps just spins and cries. And somehow, every road leads you either to a strip mall, a church, or a Sonic drive-thru. No in between. So how do you get out of Waco? Step 1. Sell all your Magnolia branded merch for gas money. Step 2. Head toward the nearest freeway and don't stop until someone offers you avocado toast. Step 3. If you pass Temple, turn around. You've made it worse. Now listen, if you do live in Waco, I get it. The rent's cheap, the Dr. Pepper's cold, and sometimes the chaos is oddly comforting. But if you're visiting, blink twice and keep moving. Waco is the kind of town that makes you ask questions. Like, why? And, how did I get here? And, is this a real Buc-ee's or just a fever dream? That's it for Waco, y'all. Drop the next cursed town in the comments, and if you're from Waco and somehow survived this roast, congrats. You're stronger than your town's road system. Subscribe for more fire. Next stop, we might just nuke Colleen. Peace.